Why is there such a massive overpopulation of real estate agents? So I asked AI something the other day. I said, okay, how many realtors were there in 1970? And there was right at 95,000, but the US population was only 203 million, which means in 1970 there was one realtor for every 2,145 people. Today, there's 335 million people, 53 million real estate agents. So we've gone in 55 years, we've gone from under 100,000 real estate agents to over 1.5 million realtors. I shouldn't say real estate agents, I should say realtors. Because if you look at the actual number of real estate agents, it's double the 1.53 million. There are 3 million real estate agents, 1.53 million realtors, compared to under 100,000 55 years ago. That is insane. Now, there's currently, so back in 1970, there was one realtor for every 2,145 people. Now there's one realtor for every 219 people. If you exclude people under the age of 18 and over the age of 85 who likely aren't going to buy a home, it's one realtor per every 166 people. But when you include real estate agents who are not realtors, it's one per 85. If you walk into a busy Chick-fil-A, odds are that there are two realtors in it. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. So why is it this way? I asked this question. Why is it this way? Well, the answer, unfortunately, is because everybody who has power in the industry wants it to be that way. Give this some thought. How does all the boards, all the associations, how do they make money? Headcount of agents. How do, I don't know, how does Zillow make money? Well, what's the value of a lead? So if we are mass producing real estate agents like wild, it becomes a lot harder to get a deal, a lot harder to find a deal when you can skip a rock down the street and hit 5 other realtors. So when that's the case, guess what? It's a lot harder to get a deal for yourself. But what does that do to the value of a lead? If there's more buyers for leads and the same amount of leads, the value of that lead goes up. Zillow might call you this month and say, oh, well, it's $800 to be Zillow Premier. Next year might be $1,500. Next year might be $3,000. It's going to keep going up. As long as home prices keep going up, which they are, and as long as the population of realtors keep going up, and as long as we're not doing any more deals than we're doing, it's been pretty static. Let me ask, how many real estate transactions were done per year? How many residential real estate transactions were done per year since 2010? I can bet it's going to be pretty similar. And even if it has gone up, it's probably not going to have gone up from the tune to the tune of 3 million real estate agents. I know a couple of years back I looked at it and there was 4.1 million transactions and 3 million real estate agents to do them. So guess who loves this? Boards love it, associations love it because they get paid on the head count. So many of the top growing brokerages, you know what they do? They give agents a great deal, but you know what else they do? They charge agents fees, monthly fees, annual fees, whatever fees they can charge. They charge those fees. So brokerages are less and less obsessed with how an agent produces and more obsessed with making sure they pay their fees. I can tell you with us, we as a policy don't charge fees. We don't charge monthly fees. I'm not in the business of reselling software at a profit. It's just not what we do. We're in the business of saving people money. And that's both for our agents and our brokers and the public. So we're not fee people. We don't believe, oh my gosh, the solution is just recruit 500 more agents and charge them all fees. It's never been our brand. It's never been about what we do. Yeah, I mean, 2010, 4.2 million real estate transactions. 2025, 4.1 million real estate transactions. For a while there during COVID, we got up over 5 million. But I mean, no, between 4 and 4.5. Sometimes climbing as high as 5.5 or 6. But even if you take the biggest number there, which is 6, 7 million, you still got enough transactions for each agent to do maybe 3 deals, maybe. So all these things tie in together, and people don't go down the rabbit hole far enough. People think about it on the surface. They don't go down the rabbit hole far enough. So if everybody is fee based, and by the way, all your top real estate coaches, they want more agents. That's more potential clients they can sell their coaching programs to. So the biggest lead sellers in the world want more agents. Higher supply of agents, same supply of sales means higher demand for leads, means higher price for leads. Real estate coaches, the harder it is for you to find a deal yourself, the more likely you are to pay them. So their fee goes up the more real estate agents there are. Brokerages, boards, and associations charging fees. Guess what? The more agents we have, the more fees they collect. It's not hard to understand. So what does this mean for the public? So if you're a real estate agent or a broker and you disagree with this, please comment. Please tell me where I'm seeing this wrong. I would love to know. But if you are the public, what does this mean for you? Well, in order for all of those people, in order for all those real estate agents to continue paying those fees, knowing that they only might do a deal a year or 2 deals or 3 deals a year, okay, if that's the case, then the proceeds, the amount of money they make from those deals has to be huge. They cannot. If an agent was paying $2,000 a year to keep their license, which I don't think is correct, I mean, it's not that much. Might be 1,000, maybe. But if an agent's paying 1,000 a year to keep their license, and they only made $2,000 selling a house, they'll probably let that license go. But if they're gonna make $10,000 or $12,000 selling a house, and it's only $1,000 to keep your license, might as well get one. Might as well get your real estate license. I mean, the windfall is just traumatic. I mean, it's huge. It is a massive windfall. If you sell one house, hell, if I sell one house every 3 years, it makes sense to keep it, which means you're going to pay your fees. I mean, this is the reality of the world we live in. But for the public, there's a problem, because the only way you get good at something is to actually do it. And so when you have 3 million real estate agents running around and they've all done a deal a year, 2 deals a year, and I mean, would you expect them to be good? They don't do enough deals to be good. They don't do enough deals to know the market. Like, we get knocked all the time as 1% lists. We get knocked all the time because obviously you charge less, so you must not be good, right? Actually, when you charge less, you do more deals, which means you understand what you're doing better because you have more experience. All they think about is, the way they choose to view the world. But then as soon as you take them out of that scenario, then they understand what we do. Agents like to compare themselves to doctors, which I think is ridiculous. You can get your real estate license in a week for $300 in Louisiana, where I live. And to be a doctor, you're looking at 10 or 12 years and $500,000 worth of medical school, if not more. But they like to compare themselves to doctors. But I can guarantee you, if an agent needed a heart surgery, they're going to go to the doctor that does a ton of them. They don't want to go to that dude that does one a year, maybe 2. I know if I'm going into heart surgery, I'm like, you know what? Give me that dude that does a ton of these. I want a dude that's doing heart surgeries all day long. I want a dude who's been there, done that. Whoever that guy or girl is that's operating on my heart, I want them to operate on a lot of hearts. Whatever comes up, I want them to have been there, seen it, done it, and came out the other side. Don't give me that person that's done one heart surgery in the past 6 months. I mean, that don't make sense. And yet when it comes to real estate agents, if you're charging a huge fee and you do 2 deals a year, that's okay. If you're charging a lower fee and you do 100 deals a year, well, that means you probably suck. Explain that logic to me. You probably suck because you only do 10 deals a month. So you damn sure, you don't know what you're doing. Yeah, you do. Doing a lot of something makes you very good at it. So at the end of the day, this is the problem. I just made another video about volume where we're talking about Brokerages want a volume of agents, and agents should want a volume of listings. That's the key. That's the solution to all your problems. But for the public, having a massive volume of real estate agents, all at least on the surface charging the same fee for doing the same thing. I'm not saying everybody charges the same fee for doing the same thing. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is I don't see anybody else out there marketing a lower fee. Sure, they might be willing to compete on commissions once they walk through your door. But I don't see an agent out there with a billboard that says, hire me, I'm cheaper. That don't exist except for us. I don't see that out there. April Brown on South Shore. So out of 7,000 agents, that's, what? 0.1% of us are doing a different model. So I'm not saying everybody charges the same fee to do the same thing. All I'm saying is outwardly they sure do. Ain't nobody running a Black Friday special. Nobody's running Cyber Monday specials. Nobody's trying to save the public more money. And the reason why is that will affect everyone's bottom line. If a lot of agents started charging less money and those agents started doing 8, 9, 10 deals a year instead of 1 or 2, guess what? They just made 7 other agents obsolete. So that's 7 fees that all these entities are losing. If agents actually offered the public a better deal so that they could generate business on their own, that hurts Zillow. Because now Zillow's leads are not so valuable. If agents actually stopped and thought, if I could offer people a better deal, I bet I could generate my own business. But because they're taught not to do that, because they are pressured by their peers to never do that, they don't do it, which keeps the fee high, which means agents renew their licenses, which keeps all the associations happy, which keeps the brokerages happy because a lot of them are charging monthly and annual fees, which keeps Zillow happy because Zillow is there to sell leads to the agents who can't get business themselves because they're unwilling to be different, which keeps the coaches happy because you get tired of paying Zillow, you pay the coach, and the coach teaches you to work harder, and the coach teaches you to invest in all these other strategies, just not the one strategy that would work, offering a better deal to the public. That's the one strategy. You want to guarantee your business will succeed? Get a ton of listings. You know what the best way is to do that? Offer people a better deal to list their houses. No different than brokerages are offering better deals to recruit more agents. No different than anybody else. You want more listings, give people a reason why to use you. There's a reason why we have agents with 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 active listings. It's because they have an offering that appeals to the public, just like a brokerage with a better split and a better cap appeals to the agent. But because everyone is taught at inception, they're taught in real estate school. I've heard stories of people. I've heard stories of conversations in real estate schools because I knew people that were in the school at the time. They were getting their license and people were like talking bad about 1% lists. Oh, I don't want to make minimum wage to sell a house. No, they would rather not do deals. They would rather go broke than offer the public a better deal. So, I don't know. I can tell you everybody benefits from an overpopulation of real estate agents except for the public. And that's a problem. So if you are, if you're a member of the public and you're hiring an agent to sell your house, ask them how many days on market their average listing is. Ask to see their current book of business. Ask to see how many deals they've closed. And when they can't show you anything, ask them why they're worth their huge fee. Because if nobody else is lining up to pay them this huge fee, why are you? If they haven't done a deal all year, if they've done one deal this year, why should you pay them that huge fee? Nobody's beating down the door to pay them. I've asked my CPA, real estate agents love to compare themselves to doctors and lawyers and all this stuff. Really, I'd compare us to a CPA. I asked my CPA, if you had 5 clients, how would your business look? And he told me he'd be eating ramen noodles and living in a tent somewhere. He couldn't afford to live off of 5 clients a year. Do you know what you are if you're a real estate agent with 5 clients? You're a top producer. You're $1 million producer. Let that sink in. It's wild times. It's wild stuff. This is why we have such an overpopulation. And at some point, the industry is going to understand it's harming us. Right now, it's only harming the public. At some point, people are going to understand it's harming us. And I'm not saying everybody needs to do what we do. I'm not saying everybody needs to charge less money. I think we should have Mercedes agents. I think we should have Chevy agents. And I don't think there's anything wrong with either one. I think we should have offerings to the public. I think the public should have choice, just like we have. I could choose to join a team and give some team leader half my money and they'll give me leads. I could choose to join a brokerage that's going to charge me $100 or $200 a month and leave me to my own devices to figure it out myself. I could choose anything in between those two things. The public is not given that choice. That's why the lawsuits happened. That's why the lawsuits were lost. And nobody wants to talk about it. But I will. If you're a broker watching this, ask yourself, what are you doing? Ask yourself this one simple question. If I'm doing the same thing the same way as everybody else for the same fee, how do I get ahead? If you're an agent watching this, ask yourself the same question. So if you're a broker and you're trying to recruit agents to join your 100% split brokerage, what makes your 100% better than everybody else's 100%? Because I can pick from about 4 or 5 different 100% brokerages out there. What makes you different? Do you really want to recruit 5,000 agents? Or would you just rather have 40 listings? What's an easier way to make money? Which one's going to keep you up at night? There's a reason why we do what we do. You got to be open-minded to see it. Have a great day, everybody.